What if you could type one sentence in plain English, and your AI instantly checked your Kubernetes cluster, your AWS costs, your Docker containers, and your CloudWatch alarms, all at the same time, and told you exactly what's wrong? That's not a chatbot demo. That's Claude Desktop connected to my real EC2 instance. Watch. This is the reality of DevOps incident response. Something breaks at 3 a.m. You open kubectl in one tab, the AWS console in another, Docker logs in a third, CloudWatch in a fourth. You're switching between all of them, copying outputs, piecing together what happened, manually. A pod is crashing. 14 restarts. What broke it? You switch to Docker logs, then CloudWatch, then AWS Cost Explorer to see if anything scaled unexpectedly. 45 minutes later, you finally have a full picture. I got tired of this, so I built something that eliminates all of it. I built a Python MCP server. That's Model Context Protocol. It's an open standard from Anthropic. It lets Claude Desktop connect directly to any tool you give it. In this case, my real infrastructure on AWS EC2. Let me break down how this works. You type a question in Claude Desktop, plain English, no commands. Claude reads the descriptions of all 14 tools registered in my server and decides which ones to call. It doesn't call them one by one. It calls all the relevant ones simultaneously, in parallel. My Python server, running on my laptop, receives those tool calls and executes them against real infrastructure. Kubernetes tools connect to my K3s cluster on EC2. AWS tools use Boto 3 with my local AWS credentials. Docker tools connect to the remote Docker daemon on the same EC2 instance. Terraform tools run the CLI via subprocess. The results come back to Claude as plain text. Claude reads all of it, synthesizes everything, and replies back to you in one clean response. You never touch a terminal. You never switch a tab. And the key thing, Claude never connects to AWS or Kubernetes directly. It only talks to my server. My server handles all the credentials and connections. Claude just reads the output. 14 tools total, 5 for Kubernetes, 4 for AWS, 3 for Docker, 2 for Terraform. Let me show you the health report first. This is the one that blew my mind when I first tested it. Watch the tools being called. Claude doesn't call them one at a time. It calls all 4 simultaneously. One question, 4 tool calls. A complete infrastructure snapshot, all in about 10 seconds. But look at this. Claude spotted it immediately. Broken app. Crash loop backoff. 42 restarts. Claude flagged it in the summary without me even asking. That's the thing about giving AI access to real data. It notices things you might skip over. I just verified in the terminal to make sure if it's showing the right number. 42 restarts for the broken pod. Claude calls the logs tool. Gets the raw output from Kubernetes. And now watch the diagnosis. That's it. Root cause. Explanation. Fix. In one response. No Googling. No switching tabs. No copy-pasting logs manually. And if I want to restart it, I just ask. Claude calls the Kubernetes restart tool, rolls the deployment, and confirms when it's done. No kubectl command. No looking up the deployment name. Just English. And this is where it gets interesting. Claude didn't just say done. It warned me. The pod will crash again because the root cause isn't fixed. Restarting doesn't fix a broken container image. Claude knows that. I tested if the pod actually restarted by going to the terminal after I asked Claude to restart the deployment. As you can see, it restarted the pods. And exactly as Claude predicted, it's back in crash loop backoff. Claude restarted it on my request, warned me it would happen, and it did. The real fix is updating the deployment YAML and pushing a proper container image. Claude found the problem. Solving it is on you. That's the honest story. AI handles the investigation. You handle the fix. That's how it should work. Before this, 4 tabs, 3 tools, 45 minutes of manual work per incident. After, 1 Claude Desktop window, 1 sentence, 10 seconds. The infrastructure runs on a single small EC2 instance, about 2 cents an hour. Claude is self-hosted, so the API cost is zero. Full code is on GitHub. Link in the description. Run it in mock mode. No real infra needed. If you want to see the next project in this series, subscribe. I'm building one every week.